thank you for tuning in again to Dirty Little Details. It's been a couple weeks, but I am here with my partner and co-host, Daym Drops.
What's going on, man? How you feeling today, Jay?
I missed you, man.
Yo, it's been too long.
Let's talk about the merch.
Oh, yo, www.daymdropsmerch.com. This right here is the super official shirt, because you know how I like to eat, Jay.
Can I have one for Christmas?
Yeah, I got you covered, yo.
Beautiful.
I'm going to give you all the joints.
Beautiful.
I got one time for the one time. I got the super official. I got Hangry coming out. Hangry is just a big burger with eyes, mad food in between the buns, just upset about life.
That's kind of what I feel like when I'm hungry, like kind of like that burger with the eyes.
Exactly.
And we have a super official guest here.
Talk about it.
Executive Chef, Carbone's Prime, Xavier Santiago.
I'm Executive Chef Xavier Santiago, and welcome to Carbone's Prime.
How's it going, man?
Things are good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem,
and I need
man.
one of those t-shirts for sure.
Yeah, I got you, kid. I got you. You know what I'm
sure.
saying?
The burger one for sure.
This restaurant is stunning. Everything
beautiful.
from the bathrooms to the beautiful like chunk marble counters. I mean, we're sitting right here. I mean, there's a beautiful wood-fired oven. We're gonna try some of your food. We can't wait, man.
Yes.
It's an honor to have you on the show, and we're gonna have an
thank you for having
absolute
me.
blast. So,
No, for sure.
And so, Daym, what are we drinking here?
Come on, man. You know we start all of our podcasts proper. And Mr. Santiago, we get down with Bang energy drink. You can't possibly go wrong. Me, I always get busy right now with this cotton candy. Sweet,
This
straight
is
to
my
the
favorite.
point. It doesn't have that bad
that one?
aftertaste. And it goes down smooth,
There
baby.
you go.
Super smooth. Yeah, I like this one. Tastes like gummy worms.
This is nothing more than your childhood in every single can. Bang energy. Don't ever play yourself.
So,
That was official.
I was saying,
That-
you like
that-
that?
that-
You like that, bro? You like that?
and also our local sponsor. I want to give a shout out to Joe Mobilio and Sons HVAC. I use them. He's fantastic. If you have any problems with heating, air conditioning, whatever you need, Mobilio and Sons HVAC. Thank you for being a sponsor. Reach out to Joe Mobilio on Facebook or Instagram. He is awesome.
Nice.
So tell us about yourself. You've been on, you won Chopped,
Oh,
Yes.
right? What was that like?
Chop was incredibly intense. Probably one of the hardest things I ever done, in the sense like we cook every day and it's busy and you're used to it. But Chop is like a mental, physical, 16 hours of pain. It's like the easiest way to put it together.
Everybody thinks it's so easy when you're on TV. They go, I want to be that. And they go,
Yes.
man, you don't know what pain is like.
Listen, when you see it on TV, it's so short. But once you're there in front of the judges, they like dismantle you. Like, and it's their job. It's mentally their job to make sure every time you go to the back, you come back broken. Because that's going to make you compete. And it was mental. Like, second round, I went back and I had a migraine. I was sick. I'm like, I don't think I can make this.
And it just clicked.
And I have to shake it off and keep going. They gave me some coffee. I took an Advil. And second round, I felt comfortable. But going in the first round, it's a lot of stress. The chefs I went against, they were like phenomenal. And I'm like, okay, I'm here. I got to execute. I got to kill it. You know, it was me, some dude from Boston, a girl from New York, and a girl from Philly. So it's like, you know, it's an even pair. It's no holds barred all the way to the end. But it was definitely intense. But what helped me was, remember 86?
yes, I do.
86D, it was a local chef competition. And it was open kitchens, just like this one. And it was intense. Like, you have your whole crowd in there. And it was super, super talented chefs. So I learned how to time management in front of a crowd and how to eliminate the people and the noise and focus on the food and what you're there to do. So, and I won 86. So after I won 86, that opened the door for Chopped. And from after Chop, it's been a crazy ride. It's been intense.
Yeah.
So
congratulations.
you would think what you brought to the table for Chopped when you won What changed you as a chef when you came back home?
When I came back, humble. Like, I mean, I've always been humble, and I never I'm always like a person. I'm in the back cooking. Like, I'm going to chef coat for this. I'm in the back with a t-shirt, elbow to elbow with all my cooks. But being in that pressure just makes me appreciate my staff a lot more, because we're under pressure constantly. But like, I don't know, it's a different stress, and I know they feel that way when we like have a packed restaurant and it's intense, and that kind of changed my mentality as far as like how you address people and how do you behave with your peers and your coworkers.
Yeah.
But it definitely and it gives me an edge, because like, as soon as I get back, I get all this buzz. Well, not as soon as, because it takes a year for it to come out.
Right.
So I have to keep it quiet for a whole year, and I was just like losing my mind.
Dame's going through the same thing.
Oh, I know. Oh, brother, I know.
I know, and I can't even say it. You know, I'm kind
It's
of
bad. And I'm like, oh shit. So you forget about it, and then you get like the call, hey, by the way, next Tuesday you on.
Yes.
And after that, I feel like everybody wanted to compete against me. Like I became the guy that everybody wanted to go after. And I did another competition for charity, and I won that one. And I did one for suicide awareness maybe 3 weeks ago with chefs that are really good, talented friends of mine. And I won that one. And my friend was like, you're fucking done.
yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, you can swear.
I was
Yeah,
like,
shit, fuck,
from
damn,
from
you're
now
totally
on,
fine.
you are a judge. You're not competing ever again. But I like it. It's like it's in my nature. And one thing about 86, like I'm Puerto Rican. I was born and raised in Puerto Rico, and I was the only Hispanic chef in the whole roster. And then all the chefs that were there, I trained under them or with their mentor.
Yeah.
So every time I went with the mentality that I have to be better than anybody in this room.
Yeah.
Because I don't only hold the fact that the chef and everything being Latin is a voice.
Right.
And this is something that I've been blessed with. And I do a lot of charity events to help the Latin community, the Black community, because I feel like there's a lot of us that work in the kitchen that are Black and Hispanics, most of us, a lot of us. And I feel like I have a voice for them. Like if you could focus, you could accomplish whatever you want as once you focus on it.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that came back, and I was grateful for.
Good, man. Well, listen, I see that wedding ring on there. So you said you just got married.
Yes. Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, your brother.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, listen, we had a quick question, because obviously we have 4 good topics, and Daym comes down with some fire heat questions. I mean, fire heat. So how long did you guys date?
So we actually met at a event I did. Funny story, she was there with someone else. The person ended up leaving. Me and her ended up kind of like talking or whatnot, and became friends. I invited her to a couple of other events, and it was that. Then we started dating, or pretty much talking, and she wasn't ready for a relationship, but I was at the time. And she kind of told me that, and after that second date, I was like, so if you're not ready, whatever. So I stopped talking to her. I took her out of social media and everything. And then she ended up coming to a brunch, and we
Now,
started
how
talking.
long ago was this, like in the scope of time?
Like 5 years.
5 years ago. Okay.
And we started talking, started dating, and we dated for about a year or so. And then she got pregnant. I got a 3-year-old.
Congratulations.
She ended up getting pregnant, obviously, and it was awesome. And we just kicked it from there. It's been a blessing ever since.
So you were a bachelor before. You were out and about doing your thing.
Well, listen, when you work in the restaurant business,
It's crazy. It's almost like Pornhub.
it's intense.
People don't realize working in a restaurant
Right.
or a bar. For all of you out there that don't know, it's like the Wild Wild West.
Yes.
I don't know why, but it's just
It's a
absolutely
culture.
crazy.
It's a culture. It's
Yeah.
a culture that is like, you work long hours, and then like after the long hours you work, you want to go out and drink and party, and then you do that till like 7 a.m, going back to work at 8, work a double, go back out. It's just how it is.
Now, question. Daym came up with this question number 1. Would you, now listen, every religion is important, guys. Would you ever change religions for a woman?
I can say I could do that because I was brought up like Christian.
Yep.
And that's what I know. And then a lot of Hispanic is either Christian or Catholic. That's pretty much the conversation that goes back and forth. So, I don't know. Love is crazy, man. Love can make you do a lot of things.
Yeah.
And if you you have to learn how to make sacrifices.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you can only expect that if you're doing it for her, she's gonna have to do it for you. So it's a reverse door in that question. Would I do it if I see the future it's something that is worth it? You're always gonna do it. You can't command the heart, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and if it's gonna happen, it's for sure you're gonna do it. That's what I think.
I say it's a good foundation for the most part. I think religion is a good foundation. So I think that you are, but I'll give a little personal experience. So my ex-wife, we met I think 2012, 2013. And I was really into her. And she told me, listen, I can't date or be with anyone unless they are Christian. So I'm like, oh, great. I was an altar boy. Same thing, right? Dramatically different, Yeah. Now, actually, I was an altar boy, and I actually fumbled the water and wine. This is a really quick tangent story. And I shattered the decanter on the floor, and we couldn't continue with Mass. Forever, I thought I was going to hell. So you want to know, maybe switching religions wasn't so bad.
They haven't forgot about that one.
Yeah, I know. And so, I did change religions. I got rebaptized, the whole thing. I tried to be a student of it. God's very much a part of my life. I just, I'm not a practicer is what people would call it. Right. What do you say, Daym, about this whole thing?
Off the top, I won't jump in the water unless I'm sure I can swim. And what I mean by that is this. Me to find a little thing, you know what I'm saying? We're starting a little relationship, starting from ground zero. 2 different religions. She comes to me about 3 weeks in and she's like, hey, Daym, I think for us to continue, you need to come and become Baptist. Let's just say I'm Christian. You have to become Baptist for us to continue. What I will put back on the table, I'll say, listen, I will go to a few services with you if you come to a few services with me. And we'll find what that fine line looks like. Is it going to be on the side of being a Baptist? Is it going to be on the side of being a Christian? But we both need to know what that religious background is for each of us and how it works in our life for us to go forward. If she's not willing to do that, I'm not willing to continue.
I think there has to be a compromise. I think that everyone has to give a little, and I know some religions are stricter than others, and I'm here to give the framework of what they are, but I think that's a big point of contention. And nowadays in this society, people fall in love through the internet, through, distance. Everybody's distance learning, distance everything now, but everybody kind of falls in love from a distance. It starts with, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. My current relationship, we met on Instagram. You really don't get a chance to come down to Carbone's Prime and sit down and have a drink. It's like, it's almost not the thing. And you remember when we were growing up in our early 20s, we went out there and we hit the bars. We hit Hartford. We hit New Haven. And it was crazy. Remember the Brickyard? The Brickyard used to be such a great place in Hartford. It's an apartment building now. And you try to tell people about that, they look at you like you were at Studio 54 in the 70s. But, that's the problem is everybody falls in love from a distance. And when they get together, there's sometimes these deal breakers and a lot of people get hung up on it. So I think it does have to be a good push and pull, but I think that it is a good foundation.
You know, the social media kind of killed everything in a sense, as far as relationships, because through a phone, through a text, through a computer, you're going to build something. You're going to build a character.
Right.
And you sell that character to whether it's a male or female, that depends. And then when you actually meet and you start having these conversations, it all goes south. And then you just wasted 2-3 months of meeting each other, not being honest with each other. And then it explodes. I actually dated a Guyanese girl years ago. And I went to one of they do a wedding and they dressed up beautiful. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And the parents met me, and dude, it was like they saw a demon. The father, they didn't acknowledge me at all. So I sat in the back, whatever, And it was a constant battle. Like,
And did she really like you?
oh, it was a perfect. It was awesome. It was a really good relationship, but it was never gonna work out because I was never gonna be able to be okay with her family, and that's important. You know, especially, you know, I come from the era. If you like somebody and stuff, you have to meet the parents.
Right.
Oh, I think that's a mandatory thing. I think it's funny nowadays, these young kids, you know, I say young kid from like let's say 18 to 25. They're like, oh, I don't give a shit if your family doesn't like me. I'm like, where the fuck am I eating Thanksgiving turkey? You know?
Exactly.
But you know what? You actually hit right on a good topic because that girl was really in love with you and probably looking for marriage. So Daym, hit him with your second question.
My thing is, when it comes to marriage, if the woman is ready to get married, but you are not ready to get married, do you let her go so she could find her happiness?
So the issue with that, I believe, is it depends on the guy. Because if it's a guy that's mature enough to make the decision to let the girl go, you have to let her go. You can't be like jealous or like let her go for a month, then go back. I think I'm ready when you're really not ready, but you just don't want to see her with another guy, et cetera, et cetera. I think if a girl gives you some sort of an ultimatum, you guys been together for like 3 years, let's say 2 years.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of the relationship, it was always talked about, you know, you want to get married, da da da. And then when the time came down to it, and the girl put you back against the wall, if you was ready 3 years ago, you should be more than ready now, you know. And I think if she's ready and she wants to push that envelope and then do it, the guy should. If he's, I mean, it's complicated. Like, he should do it because going into the relationship, it was something you probably talked about at the beginning on social media, how you want to get married, have kids, buy a house, and the fucking whole Cinderella fucking bullshit. You feel me?
Yeah, glass slipper, glass slipper and a
right.
pumpkin, you know?
Yep.
But I think with men and women, like, we want, especially now, people want to get married, this, that, and the third, but they also still want to, like, fucking be on other people's DMs and et cetera, et cetera. So
it's horrible.
Like, I'll be honest, right now, being married, if you're able to get married to somebody and you find somebody you want to get married to at our age especially, is a blessing.
Right, because you want to know, it really comes from when, you know, in the very beginning when you start dating. Let's say everybody starts dating right around 15, 16. They kind of feel like, I feel that love brewing inside me. And then you actually have your first serious relationship between like 18 and 25. And then you have another one between 25 and 30. And sometimes you get married. When you're in your 20s, it's like everything we do is a we. It's a we. It's a we. And all us guys and everyone out there over the age of 30, it's really like two eyes, because you want to know you're over there. But when you meet somebody that comes into your life that you can consider a we, that's special. You know, and I'm sure that's what you found, and I've just recently found, and Daym's found, because everybody just always thinks about like, oh, we're going to be, you know, we're 18 years old and we're going to be married. We're, you know, like everybody abuses soulmates. They say, oh, we're soulmates. Tell them out there, Daym.
It's work. Marriage is nothing but work every single day. Let me tell you, what they sell you in society is that white picket fence, you know, that happy home, the dog running out back, kids all getting along with each other. That's not the case for everyone at all. You can wake up one morning and be like, damn, I'm ready to go. Right? It's just how you're feeling.
And then what happens?
It's just how you're feeling that morning. And he or she didn't do anything wrong. It's just with you where you're like, I've invested time here. You know, we're married. I'm waking up to the same face every single day. Today I don't want to do it. So I don't know what it is with today, but I don't want to do it today.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the husband, or I don't want to be the wife. I don't want to do it today. And that's the realest feeling in the world.
When I was in my 20s, that's how I was. I was like, I'm all set with this, because I was married in my 20s. I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Oh, you had kids?
I have one with my ex-wife, and he's almost 5. Yeah, which is great. And she's a great woman, and we get along
I have two
great.
Two girls. One, she's over in her 20s, you know, 23 years old. And my youngest is 8 going on 28. She's a whole different thugtress altogether. A savage mastermind at best. Her and her sister are like night and day. And, you know, like Kay, you're too young to act this way. And she's like, nah, Daddy, I'm good. I'm a hustler. You got to respect it.
Oh, wow.
You got to I'm like, well, damn. And I do respect it because she's just like me in that way. So
it is true, though, and I would even see with relationships, that aren't even quite towards that marriage scope. I think that when you hit like the 3 or 4 month mark where you've been dating somebody, I think it's really time to be mature and let them go. And I've done that to people recently. I've said, hey, listen, I appreciate you, but I have to let you go. And
within 3 or 4 months?
Yeah, obviously, like 3, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, whatever. Because I think that there's so much selection out there.
Facts.
That I think that you try 3 months. It's almost like when you get like a sample of ice cream, from Ben and Jerry's, and you eat that little cup, and you're like,
next.
you get a little sample, and it's kind of like the same thing, and you have to let them go. Because the guys who are punks that hold on to these girls and just ruin their lives and just make their lives miserable, let them go. Same thing with women.
Yes.
Women hold around too.
They will hold.
Women will hold.
Ladies will hold. Yes, they will.
And they're crazy.
If you ever got a hold of one of their phones, a very attractive woman that's kind of like single on the prowl with semi-attached, her DMs are like, oh, God, dick pic, abs, dick pic, abs, dick pic,
it's
car.
bullshit.
It's scary.
It's a lot going on.
And Christmas.
Just to even circle back to the question of, for her finding her happiness, if she's ready to get married, I'm not ready to get married. I'm not going to hold her. Like if we're 2 years in, 3 years in, whatever the case may be, and things are going well, and then she hits me with, all right, Daym, that clock is ticking.
It's about time.
I'm like, what clock is that? She's like, I'm just waiting for you
Turkey
to propose,
timer?
and it's not going to happen because it's not meant to do. But I'm gonna let you go so you could find that happiness.
With my wife, so because of COVID, I was like, hey, maybe we just move the wedding for like next year, so we could have like a big celebration or whatnot. I mean, we had something small, it was beautiful, but she was like, nope, we are not doing that shit. We're not waiting for next year. We fucking doing it, even if it's you and me. And that I was pretty much, in a way put up against that, and not in a way that I was like to let her go, but like women always think about the Cinderella wedding and the celebration and all that stuff, and I was unable to give that to her given the circumstances, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But in a certain sense, I was put up against that same question, like, listen, that's it. Like,
you're going to pay for it one way or another, buddy. Just to let you know.
You're
probably going to get hit up for like a Cartier bracelet this Christmas.
Oh, she's waiting. She's 100%.
Hey, now listen, really quick. I hate to interrupt you. Our first wave of food is here. Food. Yes, we got food here, and I'm so excited to try some of your food because these are all of your recipes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
From the pizza dough. I mean, the menu changes every season, every 4 months or so.
All right.
Awesome. Well, we're
bringing
excited.
some food. This is the first time we're doing a podcast.
Listen, I'm a professional.
With
he's a professional reviewer, and I'm a professional eater.
Okay, see,
combo. This is and this is pizza. Right. This looks like. Ooh. How did you know I like pepperoni so much? You like stalking my Instagram or something?
Look at the crust on that joint. That crust right there looking crispy. Wow. Okay, we got some brick oven action happening back there. My God. That's what that's looking like, fam.
The first one is like one of our top sellers at Nick's Pizza.
Is this one of your best servers here?
Lance, yeah, you can say that.
What's going on, Lance?
How's it going, man?
I'm getting right into this thing.
Yeah, let's jump right in.
I didn't even wait for that right there. Bong, you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Lance.
Thank you, Lance.
All right.
So that one's the next. It's pepperoni, mozzarella, chili flakes, and then we finish it with a little bit of honey.
I see right here. This right here about to have a little spice so nice to it.
When you said honey, the second my tongue touched it, I never ate honey until recently. My girlfriend puts honey on a lot of different things, and I love it. Well, honey puts honey on everything.
Hey, that's a different podcast.
Let me tell you something. I ain't never. You said honey, right? I'm getting that sweetness.
Honey, a little bit of honey and chili flakes.
Peep game real quick, family. I hit that pizza. Whoa. Spiciness came rushing in off the little pepper flakes right there. Wild flavor. Mozzarella slid down with ease, but that honey flair gave that sweetness. I ain't never had honey on my pizza before, pimp. You don't understand. You take a bite of this pizza right here, they ain't even regular pizza anymore. It's pizza, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's when that pizza talking to you. Oh my god, yo, this joint right here is slapping, B.
The honey is amazing.
I mean, you would never think, but it just makes a lot of sense. It just tastes good.
Oh,
Blazing.
now I need honey on all my pizza, yo.
Come on. Just come over here. That's
we're gonna
That's what I'm gonna have to do. No.
No, the second one is almost like you can have it as an appetizer, you can have it as a dessert. So it's pretty much we poach pears and white wine.
That's pear? Oh, I gotta try that.
So it's pear, a little bit of mozzarella, gorgonzola cheese. We finish it with crispy prosciutto, a little bit of parsley, and that one has truffle honey. So it's pretty much like a dessert slash something pizza.
Actually, the smell of it.
And that's probably one of my favorites. And you put a little ricotta in the bottom for the base of it.
Oh my gosh, Daym.
Little red wine.
When the last time you had pear on your pizza? Don't ever play yourself. Oh shit.
Right? It's so good.
That pear brings a freshness to the pizza, right? But that ricotta comes in strong underneath. So it's have you have like savory, but yeah, you still have that light sweetness, right? It's like subtle. It's a subtle kiss. Good night. Mm-hmm. You have this at night right here. This is an aphrodisiac. It's going down.
It's so good.
I mean, again, like with a nice glass of wine, you could have this as an appetizer, or you could have it as an entree, you could have it as dessert. I mean,
Do you ever have a lot of people come in here and ask for like special date nights and you cook for them?
yes, all the time.
Really?
Especially in this room.
What's one of the most romantic things you've seen a guy do for a woman? Because we're going to get... Yeah, I know, Dame's really digging the pizza.
Yo, son.
I can see that face.
I don't know how to feel right now, but yo, this is the type of room right here when you're eating this pizza, yo.
Yeah.
Like you have to have your boo thing in here with you. Yo, I'm gonna need you to darken up the windows because it's going down.
Get the candle.
I'm just knocking everything off the table, butt cheeks around the table. It's going down.
I know. I can't wait for them to try the pizza.
Yo, this pizza ain't nothing but sex in your mouth. Sex in your mouth.
So tell me really quick before we take our first little break, what is the most romantic thing you've ever seen somebody do for another person in this restaurant?
In this restaurant, I mean, we have a lot of celebrations, and we're thankful for that. But during COVID, we had a couple that comes the other time. They got married, and they actually ordered a couple of different kind of foods. But the husband asked for us to make a heart-shaped pizza for the wife, and it was actually these two pizzas right through the middle because she likes the pear, he likes the pepperoni. And they took a picture on Instagram, tagged us, and I think that was special because even like with doing COVID, that we were closed doors. That was like 6 months ago. They made us a part of their celebration as being their favorite restaurant.
Yeah,
and for us to make a heart-shaped pizza and give them what they want, it was awesome.
Let me tell you something. This is love at Carbone's. Grab yourself up some of that pepperoni and honey, some of that pear and that gorgonzola. It's going to give you nothing but flavor. You know what it is. Your main man, Daym Drops, Johnny Mac, Mr. Santiago, loving you on late nights. Dirty Little Details.
And welcome back to Dirty Little Details. I am so stuffed, and Daym and I have to eat more. I have a feeling we're going to be getting some more trinkets and food.
Look here, man. If I knew we were going to have a whole entire podcast play of pure food, I would have prepped a little differently for this. But I'm going to get it down. I don't care. I'm getting it down.
I'm getting it down because you want to. I mean, and we were all talking. We're going to watch the Jones-Tyson fight tonight, so we're so excited. Mm-hmm. So listen, we have a couple different questions because dating is so different. Do you believe in going Dutch when you first start dating? And for everyone out there who doesn't know what Dutch is, it's taking a man or woman out and splitting the bill in the first X amount of time dating. What's your views on that?
Listen, I'm 38, so I'm old school. Mm-hmm. I was raised that you open the door, you pay for dinner, breakfast, whatever it is. But it's a weird question in the sense that women nowadays, they're super independent and they want to be like on top of everything and like just be super females or whatnot. So I guess what's wrong with like letting the girl pay her? If she wants to split it, you split it. I think now, like,
how do you come up with that conversation? Because it's always like kind of like a weird.
Oh, you come up with that conversation the same way that individuals do you right now. So we're at this large table, right? So let's just say this table is full of individuals right now. That bill is going to come out. If we didn't ask for separate checks when the waiter or the waitress came in, that one bill is going to come out, and this is what everybody going to do.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Shit.
They see it right there because the waiter or waitress put it down in front of them, and they still on their phone like, y'all wild.
See, and women still romanticize about the man paying for everything because they see all these relationship memes and they think that's what's going to happen. Now, personally, yeah, I'm from the old school. We're all pretty close in age. I was always taught the proper etiquette was for the man to take the woman out and treat. Yep. And I think it's hysterical because up until recently, my girlfriend, she's wonderful. She insists on paying for certain things, and I kind of like feel all fucked up when she pays. I'm like,
I used to feel that way too.
Yeah.
But then, like, with my wife, like, we go out one day, I'll pay. We'll go to another place or whatnot. We go, like, bar hopping or whatnot, and I'll pay at one place, she pay at the other. But, like, we already built that relationship.
Fam, let me ask you. When she pays, is it all under one bank account or is it split bank accounts?
Separate. She has the
Separate.
money. I
Okay.
have my money.
Okay. All right. Because when individuals say, one time I'll pay, next time wifey pays, and they share a bank account,
you
that
so
just still
much.
means that y'all still collectively paying together. You know what I mean?
Just another quick shout out to the staff at Carbone's Prime.
Going
this is
hard.
awesome. we're so grateful for this stuff they're bringing for us.
Okay, so that's Paul Kelly, pretty much the beverage director.
Hey, so nice to meet you, man. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate that area of the Sicilian Matador,
Yeah.
which is Casamigos Silver Tequila, a little Amaro, a little fresh Vermont maple syrup, a little bit of lemon juice, and finished off with just a little sparkling wine. Then our most popular is the toasted coconut. It's homemade coconutcello in-house, so it's like lemon but coconut. Frangelico, amaretto, vanilla vodka, and then on top is toasted coconut and some shaved lime, and that's the Bourbon Bear. The last one, which is Knot Creek, little apple cider, lemon juice, and I made a honey thyme syrup, and that's finished off with champagne.
Dude, it's like cooking, but with liquor. It's incredible.
Liquor. So
Okay.
cheers. Enjoy.
Okay.
Thank you, Paul.
I'm gonna try this. Are you gonna try this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna try this
I'm gonna try this.
little
All right, okay.
coconut joint right here. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna try this. It's got a nice, delicious slice of apple.
That is like almost very close to a coquito.
Coquito?
Similar.
Ooh, like that? Hold on.
Similar.
Time out.
Probably a little bit stronger, but
That's actually really nice. It's got like a cidery taste to it. Oh, delicious. Oh, I wish I was better with my words. Daym is so
Let me
good.
tell you something. Hold on, time out. For those that are just looking at this drink right here, I want to take them there because I like how you floated out with coquito, right? Now, coquito, for those that do not know, that's on the Spanish side when you're thinking a little bit of eggnog, but then you have to get real unique with it, with that extreme Spanish flavoring and style and technique, and not everybody can make coquito. However, for those that don't know about coquito whatsoever, but you do know about Kahlua, right? A little milky, a little light. This is on the lighter side of life. Coconut flair is in there heavy. You see what I'm saying? See a little coconut just sprinkled right there on top. But when you take it back, you do not get a burn all up in the chesticles whatsoever. It goes down smooth. This is one of those drinks right there that if you take a few of them, I'm talking 3 of them,
yeah.
3 of them might have you laid out on the floor because it's got a little bit of power to it, right? You know what I'm saying? There's a little bit of extra breath on this one right here. This joint right here is going down. What's the name of this joint?
toasted coconut martini.
Toasted coconut martini. Cheers to you when you come over here to Carbone. This is exactly what you need. Don't ever play yourself.
Yeah, this place is fantastic. I cannot actually wait to come down here and formally eat. We're gonna exchange numbers.
Yes. Anytime.
Wow, bro.
Crazy, right?
I mean, they're a little strong, but like
But they're smooth.
No, if you here to have a good time, you want a little, good drink and
Like what messes me up is knowing the fact that I can order a few of these, have that pepperoni and honey with the pepper flake pizza. Son, it's over. You
over.
should not have that much delicacy in one given location. You'll never leave. Y'all ain't going home, son. If I come in here ordering that, y'all ain't leaving until I leave.
all right.
Tell us some cheap date stories. We want to know because being in the restaurant business, you sure if you hear like see dating nightmare stories. We want to hear. Do you have any good stories about first date nightmares, walkouts, cheap dates, not wanting to pay bills?
Oh, dude, like we was real busy. The walkouts, people like it's just strategizing. They knew like one person goes to the bathroom, one person sitting in the table. When the person that goes to the bathroom leaves, and then the other person gets up to go to the bathroom but doesn't really go, leaves through a back door. That's happened a million times to us. And also the people that order like a tomahawk steak.
Really?
Medium rare. Beautiful. And then once they finish the whole steak, they complaining that it was too fatty. Well, you order a fucking rib. Well, what the fuck you want from me? Order a filet. But you don't want to pay. So now you don't want to pay the, what is it, the $85, $95 for the steak that you ate, and you're complaining about it.
Everybody's looking for some kind of side hustle to get out of it.
Nah, it's incredible. The people complain about the dumbest shit. Last week we had a person going crazy because they wanted to sit in the sunroom. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, we didn't have the space, and we could not make her happy. We bought an appetizer. We bought her a drink. We gave her dessert. I went and spoke to her. Like, I try to do everything I can to make you happy because I don't want you to leave mad. But this lady was not having it. She chewed the manager. This fucking place sucks. You guys are fucking assholes. That in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And I guess the lady was taking pills and she was like a little drunk. And the people just don't care. Like, I think everyone in the world should work in the service industry for 3 months.
Oh, it's crazy. It's like going to war.
Listen, people that come out to restaurants sometimes, I'm very appreciative for my customers and my guests. But, dude, there's people out there that like are fucking evil.
Oh.
Evil.
I've been in the car business for 22 years, and you can only imagine. People go, hey, listen, I crashed into a rim, into a curb doing 80. My tire's defective. That's why I blew out. So I hear all right.
Look at that with more food, Joe. You want to talk about the timing of everything? The timing is so superb. It's perfect. You know what I mean?
We didn't want to drink anyways.
He wasn't really thirsty. He wasn't really thirsty.
Yeah, so tell us some stories. We want to know some like nightmare date stories that you've seen in the service industry.
Like actually, like my restaurants.
Yeah,
or things
come on,
that
I'm
I've
sure
seen.
you've seen
whatever,
some crazy
you've
stuff.
seen,
We want to know
good
the dirt.
There's always. I've seen a couple of people like literally like get into arguments like in the middle of like having dinner, and I haven't seen a girl yet throw a drink at somebody's face, but I've seen her like walk out and leave the guy just sitting there like an asshole.
Oh,
A couple times.
so the argument was so powerful, she just got up out of here
Bounce.
and left.
Like left. I don't know if she Uber or what happened, but the guy just
You know what happened, Jay? He said, "Let's go Dutch."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what happened. You know what happened.
Well, I hate all these fake ballers out there. I actually see people on my Instagram channel tagging themselves at clubs. Man, there
Yes.
ain't one club. You want to know what clubs right now look like? A drive-in movie.
That's true.
A couple of my closest friends are big famous DJs, DJ Coachella, etc. They literally, I feel bad for them. They're DJing events. They look like they are in drive-in theaters. There's people in the back of their pickups going, ah! But you want to know, that's the best of what they got right now. And I don't blame them.
Would you think when it comes to DJs, right? Being the fact the club scene is pretty much fairly dead, unless you're in Atlanta and don't nobody give a fuck, and they're still partying pretty hard out there in Atlanta. In Atlanta, I see how you're moving. Cut it out. You're acting up. Yeah. However, do you think as far as DJs are concerned, a lot more should start doing Instagram lives per se to try to have the online party going? Because I don't know if you check on your Instagram or what number you have to have of followers on Instagram, but you can now turn badges on. So when you turn the badge on, so boom, you're up in my Instagram live. You want a badge next to your name. You put in, $1, $2. You got a badge. And of course, the more money you put into that particular Instagram live, you probably have more select options to go up next to your name, let folks know you're getting it popping. So that would be the VIP section. Right, so I'm DJ Daym Drops. And you know what I'm saying? I'm over here just spinning up on a 1 and 2 Instagram live. Everybody's up off in there, but people that want to sit in the VIP section of my Instagram live, they're paying money for that. They're getting shout outs, they're paying money for that. We can still keep the club going online.
We should do our own club, us three.
That sounds pretty good.
That would be fine.
Listen,
that would be. I'm gonna stunt.
Look at a little bit of coquito and just think about how Dames is talking. He's acting crazy.
It's
a wrap.
Yo, we get it popping, yo.
So now listen, you have a 3-year-old. Is that your only little munchkin?
I have a 3-year-old and I have a 14-year-old.
So now, what was the time, how long before your current wife met your child? Because we want to get into a conversation because a lot of times people introduce their kids too fast to people. One is the right amount of time together, etc. What would you say your take on it is?
It's difficult, like, because kids get attached.
Yeah.
Like, I think you should wait as long as you possibly can to introduce your kids to, like, your significant other. Just because kids get attached and then something happened, break up, and the kid just got used to this person, and then, like, they're used to this one person, you break up with them, 6 months later you got with a different person, et cetera, et cetera. So I think personally you have to wait as long as you possibly can to introduce them.
You ever see those people online that literally every month they're dating somebody different?
Yes.
And there's a
Yes.
different person holding their kid. You're like, oh,
Yes.
God.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I would feel a certain kind of way personally,
Yep.
and that would be a conversation I would have with my child's mother if I was to see a different dude, you know what I'm saying, around my kid like every other month. Like, there'd be a problem.
Yep.
I'd have to pull up.
Oh,
I'd have to drive on, and I'd have to pull up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It'd be a
how
whole
many
issue.
times are you going to have somebody, your kid wake up in the middle of the night to pee and you got some other weird woman or guy or whatever?
Dude.
There.
Oh, I can see like that
Especially
struck a
nowadays.
nerve.
No,
Yeah.
definitely not.
I
Like-
think when you're actually living with somebody or you've made a commitment like, hey, this is going to be a long-term thing, but someone you're kind of on the fence with is like, oh, this will be fun. We'll go out.
No.
You gotta be, you just have to know that relationship is going somewhere. You've built something to the point of being comfortable enough to say, okay, you know what? Now it's time for you to meet my sons, my daughters, whatever the case may be. But you gotta let time go by. And then before they even meet, you have to have that conversation with your kids.
Exactly.
Like, listen, you know what I'm saying, mommy or daddy, whatever the case may be, we're dating, we've moved on. I still, have a respect for your father. I still have a respect for your mother, but we've gone our separate ways. Now, let me know your thoughts on me moving on. Like, how do you feel? Because if your child is still not comfortable, you still do not bring that new person around.
No.
They have to be ready to meet that
Yes.
new person. You don't spring that new person on your child, ever.
And I think even when you're about to do it, you should go to, like, let's say, like a park or whatever, and you don't hold hands with this person, you don't kiss him, nothing like that. You pretty much just like, hey, it's a friend of mine. Maybe the other person also has a child, maybe. We're just gonna go out to the park and chill.
Yeah.
And see how they communicate, because that could be a deal breaker. There's a lot of men and females that can't get past the fact that the father gives or the mother gives so much attention to the kids, and they get jealous. And then you're in a situation that here is your girlfriend jealous of your daughter or your son or whatever they can go back and forth because of the love and attention you're giving them. So I think you have to wait a long time and then introduce it very carefully so it won't become a battle.
Yeah.
Because if you have to choose, even if this person is your dream girl, you're gonna pick your kids.
Yeah.
I mean, the right thing to do is pick your kid's side.
I think the hardest part is when people end up picking the relationship over their own kids.
Yes.
And I've seen that
so
happen
much.
far too often.
So much nowadays. Because the problem is so many people are so promiscuous nowadays that the second someone who's not as fortunate to meet someone finds someone that wants to hang out with them for a month,
Right.
oh, they're my life, they're my son, I can get their name tattooed on me, let me introduce my kids, and it's a complete disaster sometimes because these kids grow up like a complete disaster. Think about some of these kids and what there are in the education system, what we're doing to them. And I remember when my parents got divorced when I was 10 years old, having to meet my father's girlfriend for the first time, man, that was like, and he pretty much was like, all right, cheated on your mother with this woman. This is what you're getting. And I'm like, yeah, 10 years old, how do you even mentally process it?
Right.
You get thrown right in. Now, I think, either when you're living together, it's a sure thing, and you work the kid into it. And you were good on that, no public displays of affection. So
Yeah, I like that.
Just establish that communication, that relationship, and you could tell off the rip if the kid vibe with the girl or not. If she even trying to create a conversation with your kid, like you can just almost tell. But that's very important. I think you should wait as long as you can, though.
Well, we're going to get into another little food break because they just brought us some more stuff. So what is this?
So this is our carbonara. We call it crazy carbonara. So what we do, we sauteed house-made sausage, apple smoked bacon, deglaze the white wine, and then we pretty much whip an egg into the white wine mixture, a little bit of chili flake, a little bit of caramelized onions, and then the egg yolk, kind of mix it in there and then enjoy.
Ooh. Got the big spoon action up over here with the big fork. And basically all that's about being the fact you do have this runny egg right here in the middle. You gotta get that little burst of happiness. You pow. You can't see what's happening, but I'm trying to verbally give it to you.
know.
That pow, that was that egg yolk. And it began to just sit there and just, cascade on out up over the noodles up over here. And now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just mix it up one time. I wanna get this pasta up in here with that egg yolk. I want it to solidify a little bit. When you start cooking things with eggs, that's what holds it all together, right? Bam. So right now I'm getting that little gangster spaghetti twirl with the big fork all up in the pasta. I wanna get all the action. Now give me a minute.
This is incredible.
Yo.
What a hidden gem.
You said we had pork up in here? Mm-hmm. Yeah, some peas too. Got the peas up in here.
Piece
too?
of little pop.
That pasta, well prepared. You know what I'm saying? Pasta's not hard, not all extra like gooey and nasty. You know what I'm saying? Extra slimy, nothing like that. This is that line, that fine line that you're skating on when you're about to get yourself in trouble. You're about to get yourself in trouble with the flavors on this one right here. So when you break up that yolk something properly and you get that little gangster spaghetti twirl I was talking about, you want to make sure that you get all the flavors up and you get a little bit of that pork right there. Definitely got to get some of the peas. And what's going to happen as you're chewing on this masterpiece right here, all the flavors are bursting in your mouth, laying real smooth on your taste buds, got your palate doing backflips. You're getting a full mouth adventure. I'm just saying, man, let me just give it to you a little bit one time for the one time.
That was perfect.
It's incredible. My girlfriend and I, we've been on a thing like we've been going around trying to find Michelin star restaurants, and there's none in Connecticut. And this is just as equivalent. This is incredible. And I'm not just saying that because we're sitting here. I would have taken one bite and said, "Oh wow, great, thank you, I appreciate it." This is amazing. I can't wait for us to finish filming so I can eat the rest of this.
No, that's real good. You got that spiciness up in here too.
Always put a little chili flake.
Little chili
we do
flake
all
on
the
that.
pastas. Have a little chili flake at the end.
Yeah, it's good. I like that. It's got a little bit of a little bit of heat at the end, but wow, that's just incredible.
Thank you.
Carbone Prime, again, in the back of the mind, is just thinking steakhouse.
Yes.
So that's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
And what we received here tonight was pizza beyond compare, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pizza that's been elevated. And then we got beat in the head with some nice little dessert wine drinks, you know what I'm saying? Nice little mixed drinks right there to hold us over. And then he topped it off with this extreme pasta adventure.
Incredible. Absolutely
awesome.
incredible.
Dude, I like that.
Now, you want to know, all of our listeners out there, we want you to put in the comment section what you want to hear about, because Daym and I go all over the place. We really wanted to come to a nice family restaurant, tone it down just a little bit, still keep it R-rated, but not as raunchy. And you've seen us last episode was...
You see Johnny all over the place is what you saw.
I had dildos getting slapped in the face, like gag balls. I mean, it was a little out of control. We turned it up to 11, and we really wanted to take it down a little bit. So things that you want to hear about, please let us know. Please let us.
So you guys had like dildos all over tables and
It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah.
It was.
You know what? We hit different extremes, right?
Yeah.
Because we could take it there. They know we could take it there. But then we can come on back down to the family, you know what I'm saying? The family vibe. Keep it G-rated, maybe PG-13, you know what I mean?
Daym and I are all about shock and awe.
We are. We are. In the most raunchiest of ways.
dude.
Yes.
Like,
So tell us.
I'm gonna have to watch that episode.
I'm just saying, man.
So tell us one of your craziest stories that you've seen. Maybe not, obviously, walking in on people in the service industry business. Like, we want to know the dirt. Tell us some dirt. Cover the names.
Yo,
tell us some dirt.
Who is getting butt cheeks in the kitchen?
We want to know.
I want to know what happens after the restaurant.
Like when
shuts
you
down.
started cooking before Carbone's Prime. Tell us some crazy stories that you've seen.
So before I got married and
Yeah,
Just
definitely.
claim it as much as you want.
Yeah, wherever you wanna go.
Let me make sure that gets in there.
Okay.
So way before it, the after parties. I mean, if you want to talk about people that party hard,
Now, where'd you start cooking? Like what restaurant?
I started working. Actually, I was 14, I started working at Tapas in West Hartford,
Yeah.
which is now a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, it's great. Actually, it's a great restaurant. We go there all the
It's
time.
delicious. And that way, I met the chefs, and like I had one of the sous chefs was drinking. He'll come to the back to the dish area with a little quart container and start filling up the quart container with cooking wine. And halfway through service, he was sauced. Like he was just drunk. And then the other guy, you go in and walk in, and they're just doing lines on top of the tomato boxes. And I was 14, so I'm like, these people are fucking rock stars. Like, dude. And then at the end of the night, lining up shots. And that's what got me like into the business. Like I'm like, this is pretty cool. These people are cool. And then when it was my turn to do it, dude, I've had nights. We'll party for like 3 days straight. Like you don't sleep. One day I went to receive a truck. It was like 7 a.m. Driver comes in, the door's open. Like I was sleeping in one of the booths, hungover as fuck. He's dropping off the delivery. I got my head under the sink with cold water. I'm pale. It was bad. Like I have horrible nights. I was going on vacation. Night before going on vacation, the whole restaurant we go out. They closed the restaurant. I was in Hamden. The whole restaurant closed down. We smoking cigars. We just taking shots, drinking. I drove from Hamden back to Hartford, and wake up in the morning, go get a haircut. When I get back, I feel sick. I threw up so bad, like my whole blood vessels popped, eyes red. It was a disaster. I get to the airport. The guy was like, "Rough night." I'm like, "You have no idea."
Yeah.
Like he just looked at me. He's like, "You look like shit." Like it was.
Well,
it was
I would say
bad.
that the service industry business is the most adulterous business ever.
Okay.
I mean, I would say that because it's just you're meeting so many people. You're forced to, and I give you a lot of credit that you're so good to your wife, and that's the wonderful thing. But I'm sure back in the day, how many marriages and relationships would you see with people ruined? Would you see a young, good-looking guy or a young, good-looking woman be like, "Oh man, you have no idea
It's
what you have
going
coming
down.
out."
You know what it is though? Like we spend so much time with these people. Like if I'm working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, I'm like spending more time with my restaurant people than I am with my actual family. So you have to find that like medium. And then if you're going out for drinks at night, I mean, at least me now, don't go out with the staff because you're gonna get in trouble.
Oh, always.
It's happening.
One turns into two into three into a house party into not getting home into a fight. So then go back to the restaurant, drink, and then it just becomes it's toxic.
It's really toxic. You want to know? I had my fair share of those nights, but I don't miss them at all.
No, I couldn't even be hungover anymore.
So why don't you tell us some of you told us some of your service industry stories. So tell us some of your crazy dating stories coming up. And then we're going to close this on basically giving advice to the young guys trying to take ladies out on a date, what they should and shouldn't do. So why don't you tell us some of your crazy stories?
Crazy stories of me going out on dates.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a good idea. This girl was like a saint. No drink, no smoke, no nothing. We show up to the bar, and I know a whole bunch of people, know the bartender, so we's like, fuck it, we cool, we gonna chill. But I kind of forgot she doesn't drink. So I'm sitting there with her. She's with her glass of water. I start drinking scotch. Then I start doing shots. Now, me and the bartenders, we were having a fucking great time. And she was just kind of sitting there. And I was so, I felt bad for the chick. But then, after the date, I was like, what a piece of shit am I? And it's
Now,
not going
how old
to
were you?
work. And it's not going to work out with this girl because I am that fucking asshole that just want to be drunk and chill. Granted, I was younger.
How old were you?
I was probably like 22, 23. So, but that was a relationship situation, a story that I felt like an asshole because she was such a good girl and I was such a piece of shit to even fucking put her in that environment. You know what I mean? After that, psycho situations, I've had quite the amount of those. Like the girl that show up and
Tell us a psycho story.
We like those.
I am talking to this girl. We're actually not even fucking dating. We're just talking. And so I was dating. Basically, I don't owe you nothing. You don't owe me nothing. So everybody's dating. Everybody's doing their own thing. That's the way I think about it, right? Obviously, it wasn't like that. I'm getting to my house with somebody else that I was also dating. And the girl, I don't know why the fuck she just, I don't know if she was circling the block or what the fuck, but she pulled up as I'm opening the door for the other chick to get out the car. And that motherfucker, her friend was with her. So her friend is like, she swung at me. And I'm like trying to hold girls back. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Da, da, da. She's like, you fucking cheating on me. Da, da. I'm like, dude, first of all, we're not a thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. So the other girl flips on me, talk about, what you mean you guys are not a thing? So you see me, you see her, da, da, da. And that ended up in the fact, I went home upstairs by himself. The girl took a taxi home, because that was before Uber.
Yeah.
She took a taxi home, and the other girls left, came back, probably at this point, I don't know, it was late as fuck, knocking on my fucking door, drunk as fuck, wanted to sleep over. I like, bitch.
Yeah, right.
Are you fucking crazy? Like,
You always notice when those stories come up when like girls confront each other, they become like best friends.
Yes.
like
course.
they're out posing hashtag don't need you.
That's some bullshit.
Hashtags no men needed and shit like that.
Listen.
why is that?
I wish we had the word toxic back in the days, because this females were legit fucking toxic out to ruin your fucking life.
Toxic is a wonderful word, and I'm talking about
I want to hear some stories. Dan.
one wild toxic
Yes,
relationship
yes.
I stayed in for 2 years. I knew it was toxic.
Oh, so you like that?
I don't like it, but what I looked at it was my karma for what I did to my ex-wife, and I had to stay there. That's how I looked at it, because
Oh, shit.
my ex-wife, not like she doesn't know. I was young, and she was young. We met high school sweethearts. It was supposed to be one of those happily ever afters. Nah, B, I was
With the picket fence
I was in the streets, heavy. I was a young plant manager. You know what I'm saying? So I was making about $73K a year, and back then that was a great look.
It was
Yes.
a lot of
That
money
was a
back
great
then.
idea. Let me tell you something. In 03, I had the 04 Infinity FX35. Them shit just came out.
Yeah.
Had myself a Kawasaki Ninja, and I had my own condo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't tell me anything.
nothing.
That's back in the days when Stage Door Johnny's in New Haven was actually open, Humphreys was open, and Van Dome was popping in New
Okay,
Haven.
Yes.
Yeah, they
I
had
called
all
it-
the great clubs back then.
Yo, I called it the trifecta night. Me and the fellas would go out every single weekend. We start at a Humphreys, from Humphreys to Stage Door to Van Dome, back to Stage Door, and then I would end up at Catwalk because that ended close to 4 a.m.
Yeah, that's
Get your
right.
hungry on at Cody's afterward.
Hey,
All right?
right.
Cody's dying.
I lived a life of a young male that acted like he wasn't married with a child, and I was partying heavy, and I was out with different females here and there. So needless to say, that marriage ended, and karma was coming for me heavy. Met my next little boo thing, you know what I'm saying? Shacked up with her. I thought all was well. That was one of those situations where the sex was like extremely good, so I knew something bad had to come, and when it came, bro, it came heavy. It was arguments like seemingly every other day. It was, hey, Daym, can you stay home with my kids? I'm going to go out to Van Dome. Them ain't my kids, yo. Wait, where they daddy at? Those ain't my babies, you know what I'm saying? But I was a good dude back then, or tried to be. Karma, right? No problem. Let's fast forward. Arguments are getting so bad, we're wintertime now. We're wintertime, and I'm a manager, you know what I'm saying, at another retail location. She used to have the garage door opener to get inside of my condo, right? Yeah, I took that. that night because she was out at the club. So I removed it from her car before I went to work. She comes to the job, calls me up because I was an overnight manager. Comes to the job, calls me up, Daym, I can't get inside the house. So what they got to do with me? Well, I have nowhere to go. So what they got to do with me? So needless to say, 10 degrees outside maybe getting closer to about zero. Freezing. It was freezing. She spent the night outside in the parking lot of the job because she couldn't get into my house. Yeah. I didn't feel bad at the time. Like a couple of years later, I was like, damn, that was a little bit fucked up. But that was like the most fucked up thing that I did. No, that wasn't the most fucked up thing. I might have slept with her homegirl. But that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think letting her freeze in her car.
It was 2 years of just a bad relationship
Torture.
until I finally got out of that situation. And again, it's just the arguments are there, but that sex kind of keeps you around, and the fact that I knew it was karma. after what I did for years on end to the ex. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've gotten better since then. You know,
I hope so.
I'm still an asshole, but I feel like I've gotten better.
So listen,
I
in
guess
closing,
you just try. You just keep on trying, and there's no such thing as a perfect person.
No.
And I said every day. Every day I was like, you would never be perfect, but all you could do is work towards that goal.
Yeah.
so in closing, we had a couple minutes left. We're going to give some advice to some of these young guys out there that are having trouble dating and like an ideal first date. And we're all going to put our personal spin on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the ideal first date to take a woman out, and you pay. You pay, you have your car cleaned. It doesn't matter what it is. You really want to wow her, rent something. The worst thing you could ever do, and I've owned a lot of supercars where people are like, hey, let me borrow your Rolls Royce, your McLaren. I go, listen, you work at Denny's. You pull up in a Rolls Royce, like this girl's gonna know something's up. That's just two-way over it. You know, but basically you take her out to a nice restaurant. You take her out to like, let's say, I mean, this is a perfect, beautiful restaurant.
Yeah,
you know, like a Carbone's Prime or like a Capitol Grill or something like that. And you treat them out to a nice dinner and you do something eventful after, whether it be, you know, this time of year, Christmas lights, Thanksgiving, you could do a corn maze or pumpkins or whatever the hell it is. Guys, just don't go to say, hey, let's have drinks on an empty stomach. That just screams, I want to bang.
Yeah,
And don't get me
exactly.
wrong, there are girls that are going to throw down. But they're not going to want to give up the goodies just by like a couple rum and cokes.
True. That's true.
Take her out on something that's quasi, you know, Instagram worthy. You know, what would you do, Daym?
My thing is, after a conversation, you're going to find out what that woman loves to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to know what it is that you like. So I'm going to have the conversation before I take you out on the first date. We're going to go back and forth with it and chop it up. She might be like, you know, her thing just might be pizza. She might want one of them individuals that she's salad and she's pizza. She don't do nothing else because she's not trying to gain a pound. However, I don't go after those. I like them BBWs out there. I need a thicker than a Snicker, thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to know the fact that she eats while she's sleeping. Like she's just chewing while she's sleeping, like she's thinking about food. You know what I mean? Because we're gonna put it down. We're gonna be in a room just like this. I don't care if it's the first date. And most of that food's gonna be from me. I'm gonna let you dibble dabble, you know what I'm saying? But all that really gonna be for me at the end of the day. But what you do is you get enough food for the both of you, but you keep her laughing to a point she doesn't finish what's in front of her. If that woman could look down in front of her plate and see a bowl that looks just like this, and you kept her attention that long to the point she didn't have to pick up her phone, you're gonna have a good relationship. But if you're on that first date and she spends most of it playing on her phone, that relationship, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Also,
sure,
guys,
for sure.
keep your fucking phone in your pocket. Seriously, a lot of these young guys think they're like, oh, I get 6 likes on my photo. See who's looking at my stories and it'll jump up. Nope. Pay attention.
Pay attention.
How about you?
Exactly. I think, you know, it's crazy. Like back in the days when you was dating somebody, all you give a fuck who liked it was like your best friend, or your friends because you're gonna go on a double date, and your family. Now it's like you have to get the approval of social media and all this other bullshit. That doesn't really fucking matter. You know what I mean? But if you don't get that approval, it's just a wrap. So it goes back to that, to like the dude posting a picture, see how many likes, send it to a friend so the friends know that he's going out with this chick, et cetera, et cetera. So I think word of advice is for sure, stay off the phone. I mean, just stay off the phone. And maybe you should tell the girl too. But listen, we go on this date and we're doing this old school. No phones around, no pictures. Let's just have a good time and enjoy some conversation. Maybe go out to like a cocktail at a different place, something like a wine bar, something sexy. And then you just prep up that dinner. And if you really want to impress her in the morning, when you make the reservation, bring a bouquet of flowers. So when they go to your table, it's gonna be a bouquet of flowers waiting for the girl right there and then.
Oh, absolutely. The flowers were a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what happened? Why did guys not know this? Flowers, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I was sending my girlfriend flowers every week until they said no more because of COVID. You know, but I mean, listen, if you like the girl, send her flowers the following week.
Yes.
Why are you so cheap? You're going to go and sit there and spend, you know, $80 on some fake Instagram followers. If you really like this girl, send her some flowers.
For the individuals that are going to be quick to say, but what if I can't afford flowers? You can afford to pick them.
Correct.
Pick them yourself. You know what I'm saying? Get a little
Exactly.
cheap basket over there at Walmart or at Marshall's. Put them flowers up off in a vase. You know what I'm saying? A vase is going to cost you about $3.99. $3.99, and then you just got yourself some free flowers. So it was the thought that counts. You might not be able to afford everything that we're actually talking about, but if you take out the additional 2 seconds to think of something else to do that's free, but it came from your heart, that's all that's going to make a difference at the end of the day.
And even so, like if you go on a date and I think this is very important. If you get to the house, get out the car, open the door, walk into the apartment. Don't try to go for a kiss. Don't try to go for a grab. Don't do that bullshit. You just have a good night.
If you really like them, don't go for the kiss.
Nothing.
And if you really want to go crazy, you go to the dollar store. You buy a little postcard. Keep that shit in the back pocket. After dinner, go to the bathroom. Write how much of a good time you had with her. Put the back in your pocket. When you walk her to the door, before you say bye, give her that card and walk away.
Boom.
That's good, actually.
That's
good.
game right
I actually
there,
never heard of that one before.
Me neither.
We got some Latin flavor here today.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's actually
That's
a really
smooth,
good one.
yo.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Like the girl's gonna be like, what the fuck?
Right.
So she's gonna go inside, she's gonna open it, and she's gonna be like, damn, this dude, like, and after he went that far out to do this and make it special instead of a text message.
Right.
But how much of a good time you had, you have an actual something that you made in the middle of everything happening. Right?
That's right.
It's about those special moments. Like I don't think it's about how much money or when you come to a restaurant like this or you went off a takeout. During COVID, me and my girl went to actually Frida, the Mexican place.
Yep.
And we pulled up to that golf course in West Hartford, opened up the trunk. We had a couple tacos. We sat in the trunk looking over the golf course.
Yeah.
And we had a great time. I mean,
It's really true. It's extravagance. I'm very lucky that I've done very well for myself in my career, but I think probably one of the most memorable moments when I just started dating my girlfriend was I literally pulled over to the side of the road and bought some wildflowers for like $4. Mm-hmm. And it was like the biggest thing. She's like, I think I really like you, and it's guys, you don't have to buy them a necklace from Van Cleef,
Right.
and obviously all that stuff on Instagram is full of shit anyways.
Most definitely.
For the most part.
Oh, and another thing too, if you do happen to have money, don't be cheap with the tip. If you got some damn good service, you leave a damn good tip.
Yes,
Nothing worse than a cheap motherfucker on a date where, a bill might come out to like 40, 60, $180. And even if it's $180, you're sitting there like, well, I'm going to go ahead and leave $5.
listen.
Nah, baby, not with no $180. You better get your whole entire life together right there, Playboy. You better start with $45 on that tip. Don't be bullshitting.
Listen, if you're going out, that's another thing. Don't make sure that you have like at least $400 to spend.
Yes.
Even if you don't,
Even if you don't spend
even
it.
if you don't spend it.
Yep.
But you already know you got no plans for this $400 fucking dollars. So you're gonna be able to buy whatever the fuck you want, tip your server, make sure they're happy, or bartender, and make sure your day is happy. And 95% of the time, you're gonna go back with some money in your pocket, but you are worry free about the money. But if you're gonna go out on a specific budget because you decided to impress the lady but not pay your car payment, then you have a fucking problem there.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
So yeah, you want to know? I own pretty much a leasing company that I do auto loans, and we see a lot of those where on Monday I'll be calling in for repos because they spent too much money on Carbone's Prime. Guys, we want to thank you.
We're affordable.
Yeah. We want to thank you so much for tuning in to Dirty Little Details. Xavier, thank you so much.
Appreciate you
I am here with my main man, Daym Drops.
Here.
Guys, make sure you check out his merch line right here. It's super official. Tell them the website or the link they can
Once
purchase
again,
it.
man, that's www.damedropsmerch.com. www.damedropsmerch.com. Get yourself something super official, baby.
Thank you to Bang Energy. Thank you to Mobilio & Sons HVAC. Thank you to Carbone's Prime for the use of their facility. And Xavier, come see them. Guys, the food is amazing. I can't wait to eat the rest of that. And Xavier, thank you for your time, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
Greatly appreciate you, man. Xavier, man, go ahead and look into either one of these cameras, man. Go ahead and plug your Instagram so the folks know where to find you.
Instagram is Xavier Illusions, and Facebook is Chef Xavier Santiago or Chef Xavier. And
Johnny.
If you don't know, just Google it.
Johnny, you know they're checking for you, big dog. Where can they find you?
At The Real Johnny Mac, or check out my leasing company at ltoauto.com.
Yo, it's your main man, Daym Drops. You know what I'm saying? Official Daym Drops on Instagram, Daym Drops on YouTube. Rocking out with our main man, Ryan up over there. You know what I'm saying? Sweeney Photography, producing the hot fire of Dirty Little Details, which is also on Instagram at Dirty Little Details. Make sure you're tuning in every single week. We're dropping hot fire for that podcast action.